Carlos, looking back at your last start against these guys, what do you take away from that, and what do you hope to adjust?
Yeah, I mean, not my best, obviously. Would have liked to put our team in a better position for a chance to win. It's just kind of one of those where you just turn the page. There's a few things you can look at, kind of how they approach the game. Other than that, I mean, they can obviously come out on, was it Friday? Yeah, it would be Friday. They could come out with a totally different approach, but it'll be something that I'll have to see on how they approach each at bat. But that's about it.
How badly do you want another shot at them?
A lot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, some redemption would be nice. I mean, they're such a great club. They have such a great lineup. I mean, it's just it's as a kid, it's something you dream of to pitch in the World Series and to be able to pitch Game 6 would be such a great opportunity.
Other questions? We'll go to Mark, the third row on your right, Carlos.
Carlos, you're still dealing with the blister?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I've dealt with blisters before. Just they come and go, and it's part of the pitching.
But it's gone now.
Yeah, I mean it's blisters are here and there. Like I said, they're either there or they're not. I mean, they linger. It's fine, manageable.
The second row on your left, Carlos, John.
This team talked a lot about resilience all year.
Yeah,
but you haven't really faced an elimination game until last night when you actually needed to really bounce back. What impressed you the most about the whole night that you saw?
Yeah, I mean it's good to offensively just to see the bats turn on like that. I mean that's a big statement. The first three games if I look at it critically, I mean we didn't swing the bats super well. Obviously we didn't pitch well either, or as well as we should have, and we didn't swing the bats as well as we should have. So I thought yesterday was a more complete game for us, more signature for us of how we play baseball, and that's the kind of offense we have. So it's good to see.
Up front on your left, Carlos, Chris.
Carlos, how much trust do you have in Garrett getting the ball Friday night?
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't trust anyone else. He is Garrett Cole. I was asked this last night. His resume speaks for himself. A future Hall of Famer. So it's going to be a treat to watch tonight. So I'm excited to watch him work.
The fourth row on your right, Dave.
Carlos, just kind of on those same lines with Garrett, spending so much time with him, aside from the obvious talent, what have you noticed about just mentally and preparation-wise that makes him well-suited for these type of games?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's just he's such a special mind. I mean, he obviously the way he goes about his work and just how he wants to make everyone else around him better, and just his mind is so. I guess the confidence he has within himself. I mean, and obviously the confidence us as teammates that we have in him. I mean, it's he goes out there and steps on the mound and carries it with him. And like I said, I'm looking forward to watching him pitch tonight and see how he works.
About 5 rows back on your left, Carlos, Gabe.
Carlos, how much better are the vibes in there today after you guys get that first win under your belt and on the board?
Yeah, I mean, it's still Game 5. We're down 3-1. I mean, it's still an elimination game, but there's definitely some positivity leading in from last night, and just go out there tonight and leave it all out there once again.
Third row on your right, Carlos, Peter.
Hi, Carlos. Just from a preparation standpoint, how do you prepare for a start that you don't know for sure is going to happen? Is there anything with the mindset?
Yeah, I think you just take it as we're going to win tonight, and for me, mentally, I'm going to take it as we're winning tonight because I have to be prepared for Game 6. So I'm not going to be caught off guard for that.
Go one row up to Eric, if you don't mind passing to him.
Carlos, I'm sure you've played with some, young, hyped players,
Yeah.
In your career. What stood out to you about Volpe? You obviously were with him last spring training when he was fighting for the starting shortstop job.
Yeah.
What have you observed with him?
Well, I had the pleasure of facing Anthony Volpe, I think, my first live VP last year. I think he hit 2 homers off me back to back. I mean, which I know isn't saying too much because I do give up the long ball at times, and I'm not going to lie to myself here, but both of them were. I think one was on a fastball up, the other was a slider, and I just remember, I was new face last year, and then talking to Booney, I was like, I think this kid needs to be on our team. Like I remember saying that. I don't know if Booney remembers. I'm not saying I'm the one that got him on the team, but like, I thought, he was very capable of playing in the big leagues. And then, as you know, last year he shows up and he swings the bat well. I'm not sure how many homers he hit some balls hard, and defensively he was a Gold Glove. I mean, that's pretty hard to do in Yankee Stadium, and let alone as a rookie. Yeah, so I mean, big swing last night from him in a young career. So it's pretty soon to be expected from him, I guess, in those big moments. Hopefully not. That pressure doesn't weigh on him. But I mean, wow, what a moment for him with the grand slam and to put us up 5-2. I mean, so I'm hoping for many more moments for him in the future. But it's been a pleasure. I mean, defensively he's been so great. I know offensively this year it's not been super output, but I mean he's such a great baseball player that he's so dynamic as far as where he can impact the game for us. I think his ability, his baseball knowledge, and his ability on defense, his ability with base running. I mean, he's had an impact on a lot of these games, whether it's stealing bags or defensively making some pretty incredible plays. So yeah, just looking forward to keep watching him grow and become an even better player.
Up front on your right,
Yeah.
Carlos, Ron.
You've been on several teams. How does each team develop mental resilience in the face of adversity, and why do you think it develops with some teams and not others?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think last night was definitely a moment for us. We've played fairly well this postseason, and we played two other very good, talented teams as well. But we won those series pretty quickly. But they were really good teams. I'm not going to take anything away from the Royals and the Guardians because they were. But it's just being down 3-0, and I think this is part of the journey, the adversity. No one said it was going to be easy, so I think this is obviously one stepping stone to having our back against the wall, and obviously we have another one tonight. So I mean, all games are must win at this point. And someone asked me, I don't know what it was, a couple of days. Oh, when I was in LA after my start, they said, "Did you feel like tonight was a must win?" And I told them, I feel like any game in the postseason is a must win at this point. Trying to win them all. So, but to get to your question, yeah, I mean, building adversity. I think we've had some close games early on in the CS and the DS, but obviously nothing like this. And I think this is hopefully this adds to our story here.
Do two more. John in the second row on your left.
The narrative going into the game yesterday was that the Yankees, have to score first, and obviously you guys didn't, but you still won. After the game, Aaron was saying, well, we don't want to believe we have to score first because we might not. But from your perspective as a pitcher, what is the difference between pitching with a lead?
I think it's the team with the most runs at the end that usually does well, if you ask me.
Does it change anything?
It doesn't really matter who scores first.
It doesn't change anything about how you have to approach or attack anything?
No, I mean, you're going to feel like you're behind, but I mean, like I said, it's pretty simple. Who has more runs at the end of the game, they win. Doesn't matter who scores first, second, third. I think, I think in these games, a lot of anything can happen. It's a lot different than the regular season, especially in the World Series. Baseball can be a wonky game, so I don't think you necessarily have to score first.
And fifth row back, right center aisle, Tim.
When Anthony Rizzo was in here yesterday explaining why the Yankees still have a shot, he said Garrett Cole tonight, of course, and then, quote, a pissed-off version of you in Game 6. Do you think that's a fair description?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's the right description. I wouldn't say pissed off, but I'm trying to word this the right way.
Word it however you want.
I don't know. I'm trying to find the right words for you so you guys can have your quote that you want, but I don't know. I don't know. Mildly upset and under control.
Do you
That's
find
too
that
wordy.
you pitch well when you're in that sort of headspace?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a happy medium. There's a fine line, you know. I can't be the buddy guy. I can't be, the guy that's super mad. I think there's a I have to kind of ride the fence. I can't go left or right. I think I have to be kind of like I don't know how to put it. I have to be somewhat robotish, but just, internally not happy with the other team, right?